Ladies and gentlemen, before we begin this topic of dealing with death, I just want to take a moment of silence to anyone, to everyone who has lost someone close to them or just lost someone in general as of recent. So if you would join me, please, a moment of silence. I'm about to go in on this topic because it means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want you to ever be the person to wait until the very last moment to tell individuals how you feel. And I'm not talking about negative feelings. I'm saying just to let someone know that you're thinking about them, to pick up a phone and to let someone know that you love them. I don't want the anger that you may harvest for another individual to just brew until it begins to bubble over until they're passing. We all know the individuals. We've all seen it time and time again. You go to someone's funeral and you're looking at them in that casket, or it may be a closed casket, or they may have been cremated, and you're standing there. You're standing there with all of the thoughts just kind of swirling around of everything that you wanted to say to this person, and now it's too late. You've held a grudge for so long that now it's too late to express the better part of what the both of you had. And sure, we're going to come across those times, those moments where we bump heads, where we're not going to necessarily see eye to eye. We're going to fight. We're going to argue. We're going to stop talking. But who's going to hold the grudge forever? Regardless what the situation may be it you're arguing over money, be it you're arguing over a difference of opinion, how long are you going to hold that grudge? I don't want you to attend my funeral crying because there's something that you need to get off your chest and I'm already gone and it's too late to say it to me. I'm not perfect. You're watching this. You are not perfect. But we can make great moments together. We can forgive. You may not always forget, but you can forgive. You can move past whatever it may be. I'm going to tell you right now, this is Real Talk Tuesdays, and I keep it 100 with you. Every single week, I keep it 100 with you. I stopped talking to my father. I stopped talking to my father when I was 13 years old. I still remember the last conversation that I had with that man. It wasn't even a pleasant one. He called me drunk. Because back then, between drugs, alcohol, that was his thing. That was his choice. It was his choice not to be part of my life. His choice. So he would call late at night to talk with me drunk. And it bothered me. It bothered me to the core. I told him I never wanted to hear from him again. Don't call me this way. I never want to hear from you again. I was 13 years old. I saw him again. The last time I saw him, I was about 23. And it wasn't like he completely had his life together, but he was trying to make changes in his life. At this time, he was actually working with another individual who he happened to live in my aunt's neighborhood. And I had my oldest daughter with me at that time. We were going to visit my aunt. I pull up to my aunt's house and I see the neighborhood landscaping individual, and my father was actually working with him. I seen him get out the passenger side of that truck. I told my daughter to stay inside the vehicle. I got out. My father acknowledged me. How you doing? I'm fine. That was That was the extent of that conversation. I wouldn't let my daughter meet her grandfather. I was holding that anger. I was holding that anger on the inside. I would not let Oh, goodness. All right. Let me refocus. I didn't want her to meet that man, to see that man at all, because of everything that I knew about him. And even though he was making changes in his life, I didn't care about that. I was hurt for a long time. I carried that for a long time. If by chance I was to receive a phone call today telling me that my father passed, the same individual that I'm telling you all not to be, I would be that individual. I would go to his funeral and I would look in the casket thinking of everything that I want to say to that man. And it'll be too late. It'll be far too late then. Dealing with death is the most difficult thing ever. You honestly want the individuals in your life to be there forever. That's how you want to play it. You want the individuals to be there every waking moment. And then when you get that phone call, when you get that text message, when you read that post on Twitter, you read that post on Facebook, that someone you know or somebody close to you is fighting for their life and or has lost their life. That's when you break down on the inside. Regardless how tough of an individual you are, you feel that burn. You feel that hole. There's not enough consoling you could receive by anyone the closer an individual is to your heart that you lose in this life. Nobody can come to you and tell you that it's going to be all right. They're in a better place now. God has this individual. Call them home. Because you want that individual right there. You remember their face. You remember their smile. You remember those conversations you and that other person had together. You remember the best moments ever. A whole entire life will flash before your eyes. And every second hurts. Every second hurts. And every second feels like an eternity. Every second.